What's up, guys? It's Gabe here. Now, there are two major views on introduced species. One being people who believe that there is never any good enough reason for introducing a species to a usually native environment. And let's refer to them as the AIS, anti-introduced species. And on the other hand, we have people who think that introducing species is sometimes beneficial, but only when done with very good reasons and great amounts of responsibility. Let's call those who share this belief PIS, pro-introduced species. Now, both are very respectable opinions with equally respectable reasoning behind them. AISs believe that there is no reason good enough to taint a naturally occurring native ecosystem with any introduced species. They have seen the effects they can have if everything doesn't work as planned, such as cane toads, which I'll get to soon. Now, the other group, the PISs, agree that introducing species can go wrong, as the Asian carp did, but they can also be beneficial to a weakened or failing environment. An ecosystem might find itself in such a weakened state as a result of human influence, foreign species, or even a non-introduced species. Now, the PISs have seen and acknowledged where introduced species have failed, but they believe they were a result of miscalculations and have also seen where it has gone right, like the introduction of the tamarisk bush that supplies a much needed home for the endangered willow flycatcher because they nest in them. Now, this right here, this is a cane toad. Now, if you like to get real sciencey about it, it's called Rhinella marina. Now, what you can see right here, are the cane toad's parotoid glands. It is these parts of the cane toad that create an issue, I guess you could say. From these glands, the cane toad will create a toxic, creamy venom. When ingested by, say, a hungry snake or maybe a bird or even a household pet, it will cause first a heightened heart rate, then it will go into excessive salivation, convulsions, paralysis, and eventually it will lead to death. Now, when you see the toad's rapid growth of populated land, you can see how much of an issue this is. After being introduced just up here in northeast Queensland in, what year was it? In 1935, to eat the crop-killing cane beetle, they quickly and quite happily adjusted to the Australian lifestyle, I guess. Now, by 2000, which is this colour just here, you can see that from here, their area of habitat has almost covered twice what it was before. All of this up here, except for the stripy stuff. Now, it is predicted that fairly soon, within the next couple of years, they will in fact spread from not only the northeast coast to cover the entire east and southern coast and the entire north coast, which is quite a serious issue for our native populations. The cane toad was introduced with intentions of killing off cane beetles, but they have in fact killed far, far more. So while you can introduce a species with good intentions, it can go wrong and should be done responsibly. I do hope you've learned a little bit more on the topic of introduced species. Cheers for tuning in. This has been Hepper.